So we have the recording of from Rohini. She couldn't join us, so you'll have to put your volume on max. It's a little bit low.
Should I start?
Hello, I'm Rohini Pandey and a member of the jury committee along with Sivan Anderson and Ashwini Deshpande. On behalf of the three of us, I would first like to recognize the important work that Farzana and her colleagues are doing in building a vibrant community of young women economists in India. As much older women who work on gender issues in India, we very strongly recognize the difficulties of breaking new ground in terms of the research we conducted. The IWWage initiative is playing a critical role in enabling important new work on women in India, and we applaud this initiative. As a jury, we found the submitted papers were of uniformly high quality. It was an absolute pleasure to read these papers, and we all learned a lot from them. One common feature that we found interesting was the papers typically were exploring mechanisms for choices that women were making in their economic and social lives and the implications this had for well being, where they went well beyond simply linking these choices to the economic situations on the ground. We think of the first generation of models analyzing women's choices as taking quite a narrow lens of thinking that economic outcomes or economic status is really what affects these choices. I think there's now growing evidence that social norms, the constraints that men and women face in terms of what society allows them to do, what is seen as appropriate behavior, also plays an important role. And we see this in the papers. I would now like to announce the two winners of the papers. My announcement is alphabetic. So first, Deepshika Batheja for her paper on gender peer effects in the workplace field experiment in Indian call centers. And second, Kamini Sharma for her paper on tackling sexual harassment, evidence from India. These two papers twill very well and help develop our understanding of women's experiences in public spaces, be they work or educational. Interestingly, both papers point to the importance of investing in men as a way of actually increasing the choices that women have and productivity gains for the economy. Batheja's paper examines the impact of gender integration in the workplace. She considers call centers in Indian cities and randomizes assignment of workers to either mixed gender or same gender teams. The effects are intriguing. On average, team makeup doesn't influence productivity or days worked, and so hiring women is not costly for the employer. What we do see is that men with progressive attitudes do much better in mixed teams. And so this points to the importance from the perspective of employers of getting men who are progressive. Sharma's paper looks at sexual harassment awareness training in colleges in Delhi. It mainly focuses on the impacts on men and finds that there is increased awareness and reduction in severe forms of harassment. Interestingly, she also finds that gender segregation rises, and this seems to be driven by women choosing to opt out of mixed spaces. Taken together, these two papers really point to the fact that as we try to understand women's outcomes, as we try to improve the ways in which they can enter the labor force and make choices that they want to make, it's going to be important to influence attitudes, especially of young men. I congratulate on behalf of the jury, the winners of the prize, and I also congratulate all young women who are working in this area and who submitted papers. This was an amazing set of papers to read, and we very much look forward to reading more about them as they progress through the publication process.
Nalini? So these are the certificates for Deepshikha. So a round of applause for the winners and for Garmini. But I also do want to say that I think all the papers, as the jury pointed out, were excellent. And I think they're all winners in the sense of the tremendous amount of work and the high quality of papers that we saw. And I must let all of you know that we had over 50 submissions, and we chose only 9. So you're already winners in the sense that this was extremely competitive. So I do want to congratulate everyone, but also in particular, of course, Deepshikha and Karmini for the papers that have been selected by the jury. I don't think, I don't see Ashwini here, but Soumya, do you want to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone, and also for staying so late, particularly on a Saturday. I just firstly, of course, want to congratulate the young, people who are in the job market, or as Karmini is still on her way to the job market. It's been really a very rewarding 3 days and a huge learning experience for me personally. And I think Farzana mentioned that she would be putting up these papers as well as the discussing presentations on the ISI iWage webpage. And I think it'll be really very useful resource material because all of these papers have been absolutely fantastic. So my congratulations to all the presenters, but a special word to all the discussants as well, because I think the kind of comments that have come, I think all of us have just been noting them over the past few days to say that it's really very fruitful. It's very to the point. It's really, I think, going to help the presenters refine their papers as they take them to publication. So really congratulations also to the discussants, and also thank you so much for taking the time to read them so carefully. Also a round of appreciation to the jury. I think they are really well noted in their field. They are really some of the best gender economists out there, and for them to just read these papers has been a huge it's a huge experience, I think, for the presenters as well. So I think this is really cause for appreciation to the jury for taking that time out. Also wanted to thank especially Siobhan Anderson. I know, Farzana, you had tried to get her last year as well, and it was so interesting to hear her talk about her paper, historical and at the same time so contemporary as well in some ways. So it was really interesting to hear that. And of course, to the panelists, Farzana, you, Yamini, and Ashwini, I think that is a very interesting panel. We all have our research priorities in terms of gender noted. Also, I think the biggest round of applause and thank you, Farzana, so much. You and Nalini, had it not been, in terms of just screening through 50 odd papers, and moreover, I think just getting the discussants. It's a lot of hard work to identify which discussant would be best suited for a particular paper to offer comments, and really some of the best discussants in the field. It's been, I think, for the presenters, a great experience to have these discussants with them and to read this. I mean, this is just like free peer review. So it's really, I think, Farzana and Nalini, all to your efforts. I've learned a lot in this process. And also, of course, to the iWage team, Digvijay has been really fantastic. It's been so seamless. I mean, Farzana and Ali and I were really scared how this would work, but he's made it so efficient. It's like literally being in a physical room. So thank you, Digvijay. Thank you so much. And at the back end, Adya and Preeti, who were organizing the certificates, but we have a small token gift for the winners, so hopefully the certificates and the gift will reach you soon. But most importantly, the audience, I think it's a Saturday and you're here, which just shows that it's been a very interesting workshop. And as Professor Lakshmi Iyer said very rightly, I think had it not been Virtual, maybe we would not have had, this kind of participation internationally. It would have been very difficult to get people from the US, UK, everybody to travel to India. Conditions now are, of course, not so conducive. So it's been, I think the virtual thing has helped us in one way. Of course, it's not ideal, but hopefully it's really shown us that you can get an audience when you have such excellent materials. So, but most importantly, thank you, Farzana and Nalini, for giving us these very, very 3 days.
Yeah, thank you so much, Soumya. I want to thank Nalini. I want to thank the entire IWH team for all the effort and the help that they put in. I also wanted to remind the winners that there's cash prize as well. And we will be getting in touch with you regarding that, and that would reach you hopefully soon. There'll be some amount of paperwork involved around that, but it's a decent amount of money, which I hope goes towards your research or helps you further with the work that you are doing. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sheetal. Thank you, Nalini. I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without Nalini. So a big round of applause to all of us.
Thank you so much.